Christy DeHaven, what do you have for Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes, our guests on the chat show?
We've got lots of messages coming in, and just a reminder, if you've missed any of these programmes, you can go back and watch them again via the Manx Radio portal, so don't worry if you've missed the first half of this, but some really good questions coming in here. OK, so this one, Tim, clearly passengers are crucial. How slow would the lap be with you driving your outfit but without Mark or any other passenger?
Yeah, ridiculously slow. I mean, you really can't turn left without the weight there, so... Oh dear, you would have to. It would probably.
Would it be possible to get round though?
Yeah, you could get round, but it would be walking pace. I mean, it's
bag of cement on the side.
Yeah. I mean, you could probably do no more than 30 or 40. Well, in the straight line, you'd be all right. It's just when you got to only left-hand corner. When you got to any left-hand corner, you just wouldn't be able to go round it at any speed at all. You'd be down to maybe 20, 30 mile an hour. So, it would probably take 2 hours to get round.
So it's all right, job safe, Mark.
Yeah, so, yeah.
Also, one from Adam here. Do you think a day's coming when sidecars will need to do a rear wheel change mid-race?
No. The
not around here anyway.
Definitely not. No, the tyre development's good now, and tyres we use are really good from Avon. And the little 600 engines, they're fast, but they're not aggressive, so they don't tear the tyres up. So no, the tyres are. I mean, it would definitely make it interesting for everyone, wouldn't it? I mean, I've always quite like the idea of doing a pit stop, but no, I'd think it. For 3 laps, they're good enough as they are.
And one for Mark here. This has come in from Lee. How much input does a passenger give to setup?
Me personally, I'll get fully involved. Do everything. Like last night, we started changing the engine. So whilst Tim was prepping one ready to go in, I was disconnecting everything and getting it ready to come out.
I seen you with a grinder in your hand at one point. That's a bit scary. Is he allowed to use power tools, Tim?
I tend to keep him away from it as much as I can. Really. To be fair, though, he's quite an intelligent lad, so yeah, he's good.
Quite an intelligent lad.
No, he is. He's good. Yeah. No, you need good feedback from your passenger. Really, you need a passenger that understands what the bike's doing, because then that's, that's how you get fast quicker. If you know what I mean. If you've got someone who really understands and can feel what the bike's doing. The thing with sidecar racing, a lot of it's through. It's through your bum, and what feel you get through your bum really when you're on it. And if you've got a passenger that really understands what it feels like, and then he can do it without you having to tell him, which fortunately for me, Mark can do. And I've had a couple of passengers before. You always have to sit down and debrief after every session and discuss what was missing and what I need. But if you've got one like Mark that just does it, it makes the job so much easier.
And that raises a question which I want to ask, which I said before, this might be an idiot question, but how do you actually communicate with each other when you're going round?
We don't at all. It's just,
you don't at all?
Unless there's a problem. We just have for short circuit, we have no communication at all. Unless something's falling off, then he would punch me in the back. But over here, the only communication we have is, most passengers are the same. You just keep an eye on if anyone's catching you from behind. If they do, Mark would give my ankle a little squeeze, and then I'll just make sure I give them enough room because obviously they've made up 10 seconds on you. Then they deserve a bit of space so they can get by. So. But other than that, you just get on with it. And I ride my bike as if I'm on it on my own. You can't really think about anyone else because you're not doing your job properly. Unfortunately enough, Mark's very good, and it allows me to be able to do that.
So did it take a bit of time when you first started riding together to actually sort of get used to each other?
No, not with Mark. It didn't. No, we just clicked. I've known Mark since he was 15 years old, and he used to come. He was actually with me on my first time I came to the TT 10 years ago, and had a few weeks off school and came and did some cleaning wheels and stuff, and that was one of the first times he came away. And so he lives just up the road from me, so we've got on. He sort of got brought up into it quite young and took to it and learnt his trade. And when he jumped on with me, I was pleasantly surprised. It was good.
Let's go back to the World Championship. Do the boys that you race against are in the World Championship, did they understand why you want to do this? And what sort of question do they fire at you after the TT? You're going to go to the next World Round, which is where?
Sachsenring in Germany, in 2 weeks.
Sachsenring, yeah. So you're going to get off this bike, put the F2 bike, put the TT bike away, and then jump on this thing, and then you're going to go around for a few laps. I'm sure they're going to fire questions at you. Josh Brookes equated it before there, and he says they're going to go to Snetterton. He said the bike's going to be all over the place, it's going to be moving, and think, don't want it to do that. Oh no, there's no hedges to hit. So how's that going to feel to you as a sidecar driver and passenger going to the Sachsenring?
It's not normally an issue. A sidecar's very forgiving, Chris. That it's not like a solo where you can, if you lose grip, you tap.
Sorry, that was my brother, by the way. Trying to get us off.
Bless him. A solo's not very forgiving. If you lose the front or slide, you're upside down. With a sidecar, you can they're a lot more forgiving. You know, you get a slide, you're not going to crash; they just come back. So it's not such a big issue when you jump back on a short circuit. But going to the guys over there, there's a few of them that would love to be here. Pekka Pavrenta is quite interested in coming here, but it's just finding the money. He's over in Finland, and he struggles to find his budget for the World Championship, so he wouldn't be able to find another 60 or 70,000 to be able to fund to build a good bike to come here, and he wouldn't want to come half-heartedly. A lot of the guys are really, I mean, there's a lot of interest. Obviously there is, you know, we all know there's a lot of interest in the place, but there's probably, I reckon, 40% of the World Championship field think we're bonkers and you know, wouldn't even entertain it, but 60% of them are really keen and would like to come. It's
not a young man's sport, though, is it? Like as you said before, the young lads about, you know, let's say your sort of age, Mark, you know, if you want to, I want to go sidecar racing, and Tim's just said that, well, if you want to go sidecar racing, you want to be competitive, 60, 70, 80 grand before you even kick off, and that's a lot of money, unless, you know, you've just won the lottery or something like that. That'd be nice. Yeah. But, you know, it's not a young man's sport. You know, you've got to work to get your sponsors. I mean, every year it must be such a battle for you guys to find sponsors, and good sponsors as well.
Well, see, you know, we get no manufacturer support, and there's no TV coverage really other than the TT. That's why the TT is so attractive, because it's the one event where we get treated pretty evenly, really, as pretty equal to the solo guys, and that's the biggest thing for the young. You know, to get young lads involved in the sport, you need money, and there's not the funding in the sport to get them in. I mean, we've got a couple of young teams coming through. You know, Lewis Blackstock and Paddy Rosley.
They did the fastest lap ever last night.
They're doing a great job, and it's good that, you know, Clarissa from Silicons took them under her wing, and she's given them the support they need. But unfortunately, there's just not enough people like that in the sport to get it going. But then, like you say, it's a sport that's to go fast in the sidecar. You get to a point where you're aggressive and slide and rally style driving, and then you have to tame that down, and it takes time to learn that. And obviously, the older you get, and you're not so aggressive. I mean, look at John Olden. He does an amazing job, doesn't he? You know, he's to be fastest all week, and he's going to be in with a shout of win, and he's riding fantastically in the World Championship as well. And he's into his
was he third last year in the World Championship?
And he's in his early 60s now, and it's just if you keep yourself fit, there's no reason why you can't be competitive.
Okay, and also the Southern 100, you get good coverage down the Southern 100 too with the green light TV coverage. You get the full race coverage, which is good. Yeah, we won't go back to that for last year. We'll leave that. That's gone.
Leave that.
Yeah, we'll leave that one.
We're over that.
We're over that. Good lad. That's what we like to hear. Because I know you don't like to look back. Let's look forward.
Yeah, we're just looking forward to this year's Southern. You know, we love the Southern. George and the guys put on a great job. Yeah. So.
George is now, I think George is chairman of the club down there now as well. So, but he's still involved with the secretary. Final question, because we are running out of time, Christy.
Yep. Just Ted says that the sidecars are the highlight of any visit I make to the TT. Rather see them racing than certain cars laps do. And one last. Dave says, "Good luck to Tim. Hope it's your year." From Dave Bromfield. And Lord Neil John Williams wants to know. I know. Wants to know, Tim, would you ever be a passenger?
Absolutely no chance. No, Lord. I started as a passenger for 5 years, but then I know what the handlebars are doing now. I'd never get on the back.
Lord Neil John Williams.
Yeah. See, he's more interested in the guy's name than the question.
Well, maybe he's got a few sheets and might like to get involved with the sport.
Few sheets.
Support them.
Our guest on the chat show this morning earlier on was Josh Brookes. You can watch it again via the Manx Radio portal if you want to watch that. And also Tim Reeves and Mark Wilkes, guys. Very good luck for the best of TT 2018. Hopefully tonight is going to clear up and be able to get some more laps. And what is the plan for tonight? 1 lap, 2 laps, just bed stuff in for tomorrow?
Normally it would be 1 lap, but we need to do 2. I need to get my head back around a few places. So we'll put all new gear in, so we'll be all right to do 2 good laps hopefully.
Good man. All right, thank you very much to Mark Wilkes. Thanks to Tim Reeves. Thanks to Christy
DeHaven.
DeHaven. Thanks to our production and engineering team. Thank you very much. And thanks to Chris and thanks to Ben back at base. We'll now hand you back to Manx Radio TT Studios and the news and John Moss.